Information technology has many leaders in innovation. One of them is Linus Torvalds, the developer of the Linux kernel. The Linux kernel is the basis for operating systems like Linux, Unix, Ubuntu, the Chrome operating system, and Android. He has worked on the Git project as well as helped develop Subsurface. Git is software for version and revision control, and Subsurface is for dive logging and planning software. These are all considered major innovations within the computer science field, as they have created easier ways to distribute software, new, more stable operating systems, and a better way to log, plan, and control diving missions. No list would be complete without Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft. This is the largest PC software company. Windows started as a partnership with IBM as an operating system, and DOS was born. In 1985, the first Windows operating system, OS/2, was released, and personal computing was changed forever. Also, the list wouldn't be complete without Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple Inc. Apple is considered to be a pioneer in the microcomputer revolution. Apple sold their first computer, the Apple I, in 1976 and was the first to introduce the LaserWriter, which is the first laser printer using vector graphics. Apple Inc. is considered to be an innovator in many facets of IT, from phone, digital media, and computers. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, is also on this list. He started Amazon as an online bookstore and has expanded into selling literally everything, from pantyhose to kitchen sinks. It is currently the largest online retail company and has really changed the way people shop. Just think about the fact that there's a holiday, Prime Day, created just for shopping. Amazon and Bezos are considered leaders in the IT field due to the way that they have changed the face of both online and brick-and-mortar shopping. Evan Spiegel is the co-founder of Snap Inc., and he has pushed the pace for all other similar platforms to follow or get left behind. He has set a pace of 70 million people using augmented reality snaps each day. Augmented reality snaps are those cute little ears and noses and other filters that people use on Snapchat and other social media platforms. He's considered an innovator in IT as he has changed the face of instant messaging. We also have Elon Musk. He's the founder of Tesla, SpaceX, PayPal, the Boring Company, Neuralink. So PayPal started as X.com, an online bank predecessor to PayPal. Once PayPal was established, they bought eBay. He is also the co-founder of Zip2. He is considered a major entrepreneur and an innovator in IT, as he has changed the way people shop online, the way they bank online, the way they think about space travel and transportation systems. Also, Tesla is leading the way in self-driving cars, which we'll talk about later in the presentation. Lastly, we have Dr. Jennifer Doudna. She's the co-developer of CRISPR. We'll talk more about CRISPR later on in the presentation as well, but she is an American biochemist at the forefront of CRISPR technology. Dr. Emmanuel Charpentier and Dr. Doudna were the first two to propose that this technology could be used for the programmable editing of genomes. So basically what it is they take a little piece of the gene and they pull that out and they replace it with something else. This is now one of the most innovative and significant discoveries in biology. There are some major trends in IT today, and we'll take a look at a few of those. Augmented analytics. The approach of automating business analytics through the use of machine learning and natural language processing enables data sharing, manipulation, and presentation of that data in easier, more understandable forms. Users can also go beyond opinion and bias, and it allows people to get a real insight and act quickly and accurately on the data that they're getting. This is a huge step for businesses who no longer have to waste thousands and millions of dollars on data when it will be there firsthand right away when they need it. Digital twins. This is kind of an interesting concept. The idea originated in NASA, and it's the convergence of the physical and virtual world. Essentially, there's virtual replicas of physical devices, and data scientists and IT pros can run simulations before actual devices are built and deployed. And a digital twin can be something as large as a city. This is really helpful in the development of infrastructure and roads because people can see how the roads are going to work and what the traffic patterns will be like long before the roads are ever actually even built. We also have blockchain, and we hear a lot about blockchain nowadays along with cryptocurrency. And basically, what this allows consumers and suppliers to do is connect directly. It keeps financial exchanges secure and provides a decentralized database for all of those transactions. Blockchain is small now at around $20 billion, but this is going to increase over the next decade as banks and other firms see this as a way to speed up settlements and cut costs. So, how blockchain works. Say A wants to send money to B. Well, the transaction is represented online as a block, kind of like a piece of a puzzle. And the block is broadcast to every party in the network. And all the parties in the network then approve that transaction as valid. And then the block is added to the chain, kind of like when you crochet, you have this big long chain of things. And this provides an indelible and transparent record of the transactions. Once that is completed, the money moves from A to B. The next thing that we have is smart spaces. Smart spaces are part of ubiquitous computing, and this just means that computers are everywhere in our world. Part of regular environments that are equipped with visual and audio sensing systems that can kind of read the people in the room and adapt their desires without people having to wear any special equipment. This is the future of home and office spaces. And basically what this is going to do is you'll be at home and it'll start to get dark outside, so the lights will come on in your house. That sort of thing is what we're looking at now for smart spaces. And of course, over the course of the next 10 to 20 years, we'll see computers be able to do more like, oh, it's dinner time. We can go ahead and preheat the oven. Also, we're looking at autonomous things. Autonomous things, or the Internet of Autonomous Things, is emerging technology that allows computers in the physical environment and doesn't have any human direction there, allowing them to freely interact with society at large. And this sounds kind of scary, but there are some things right now that are actually working. For example, they have drones that examine fields and determines if the crop is ready for harvest. If it is, at that point it dispatches the harvesters to harvest the field. The autonomous things of the future, by 2021, swarm intelligence will be at the core of at least 30% of AI enhanced systems. Vehicles will be able to communicate with one another to manage traffic flows. And by 2021, at least 10% of all vehicles are going to have some level of self-driving capabilities. And we'll talk about that more in just a little bit. Immersive experiences. Many of us have experienced immersive experiences, and basically these are illusory environments that surround the user and make them feel as if they're inside the actual experience. So we see that in virtual reality and augmented reality. These allow for people to experience things that otherwise would not be possible for them, and allows products to be tested prior to release, which cuts costs for companies in a large way. There are some trends of the future that we can look at as well. The first thing is the Internet of Things. Now, the Internet of Things is an interconnection of computer devices that are embedded in objects that can send and receive data via the internet. Some things that we currently have that are part of the Internet of Things are the Nest, smart locks, smart mirrors, smart TVs, smart speakers. These things are all designed to make life easier for us by automating daily tasks. I know that personally every morning I ask my Google Home what the weather's going to be like before I leave the house for the day. We also have self-driving cars. This is kind of an interesting concept for me. Cars where human drivers are never required to take command or control of the vehicle. They use sensors and software to navigate and drive the vehicle. Major companies that have this type of technology currently are Nissan, Google, Uber, and Tesla. However, other major manufacturers have varying degrees of this technology as well. Self-driving cars have different levels of autonomy. Different cars are capable of different levels of self-driving and are often described by researchers on a scale of 0 to 5. At level 0, all systems are controlled by humans. At level 1, certain systems like cruise control or automatic braking may be controlled by the car, but only one at a time, and there definitely needs to be a human driver there. At level 2, the car offers at least 2 simultaneous automatic functions, maybe acceleration and steering, but it requires a human for safe operation. At level 3, the car can manage all safety critical functions under certain conditions, but the driver is expected to take over when alerted. Level 4, the car is fully autonomous in some driving scenarios, though not all, so there still needs to be a human behind the wheel. At level 5, the car is completely capable of self-driving in every situation, and there does not need to be a human behind the wheel. However, passengers are always welcome. We're also going to talk about artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence is a pretty scary topic for a lot of people. I think anybody who's seen any of the Terminator movies, that's where their mind automatically goes. Artificial intelligence is computer systems that are able to perform tasks that usually require human intelligence. These tasks include things like speech recognition, decision making, and visual perceptions. There are some risks to artificial intelligence. The AI is designed to do something destructive. That is a major risk. And when we talk about things like that, we're talking about artificial weapons and artificial intelligence wars. Danger the AI levels increase in intelligence and autonomy. That is not necessarily reality, but it is a risk. The AI is designed to do something beneficial, but it develops a damaging manner. Let's take an example. You would ask your smart car to get you to your child's school as fast as possible, and it quite literally does that. It does not do what you want, but it does do exactly what you ask for, and that could end up being a problem. So let's talk about some myths and facts about artificial intelligence. So a couple of myths are that superintelligence by 2100 is inevitable, and another side says superintelligence by 2100 is impossible. The fact is, it could be in decades, it could be in centuries, and it could happen never. AI experts disagree, and we simply just don't know. Another myth is that only Luddites worry about AI. The fact is that there are many top AI researchers who are also concerned. Mythical worry number 3, AI is turning evil and AI is turning conscious. The actual worry is that AI is turning competent with goals that are not aligned with ours. The myth is that robots are the main concern. The fact is that misaligned intelligence is the main concern. A computer doesn't need a body, it only needs an internet connection. The myth is that AI can't control humans. The fact is that intelligence enables control. As humans, we can control tigers because we're smarter. And the fact is that AI could become smarter than us. The myth is machines can't have goals. Well, the fact is that a heat-seeking missile has a goal. Another mythical worry is that superintelligence is just years away. An actual worry needs to be that it's at least decades away, but it may take that long to make it safe. We just don't know. There are just too many variables out there for AI in order to know what is going to really happen, and our best defense is to plan ahead. We also want to talk about cognitive technology when we're talking about AI. Cognitive technology is products that are within the AI field. And one example of this is IBM's Watson. IBM's Watson learns, makes decisions, and becomes smarter the longer that it is active. It has played chess with the masters and has won. So we can see that it's actually learning from its mistakes the longer that it's online. We were talking about this earlier when we were talking about Dr. Doudna, and gene editing is one of the new biological sciences that is out there. And this is basically the process of making a small controlled change in the DNA of a living being and producing a new quote unquote product. And this is usually done through CRISPR. And what CRISPR is a segment of DNA containing short repetitions of base sequences involved in the defense mechanisms or the prokaryotic organisms of viruses. In terms of what I was just talking about is a genetic engineering tool, CRISPR, that uses the CRISPR sequence of DNA and its associated proteins to edit the base pairs of a gene. In the US, gene editing is controlled by the federal government. However, in China, it is not. And Chinese doctors have claimed to use CRISPR to create the first genetically edited babies. This, of course, brings up ethical concerns about designer babies and parents making decisions that may or may not necessarily be what's best for the baby and more about what it is that they want specifically. However, since this is not traditionally done on humans and in many cases is just in the base steps, this topic is far from over for discussion. We're also going to talk about 3D printed replacement organs. These are organs that are printed on a 3D printer using 3D printing techniques and are designed for organ transplantation. This will help solve the organ shortage problem. However, again, it creates an ethical dilemma regarding who can get a transplant based on cost and need. So there are some cons to information technology, as we can see, but there's also some pros as well, and we'll talk about a few of those. One of the biggest cons is malware and viruses. As we continue to rely more heavily on the internet for daily tasks like banking, bill paying, or even online education, this opens us up as consumers to more malware and virus attacks. Now, there is a difference between malware and viruses. Malware is software that is designed to disrupt, damage, or gain unauthorized access to a system. Now, viruses are a code that is designed to copy itself over and over and over, and then it works its way through the computer system, and basically its intention is to corrupt or destroy your data. Neither one is good, however, a virus probably could do more damage than malware ever could. We also have ransomware and security issues. Ransomware is on the rise. It is malicious software that is designed to block the user from their computer until a fee is paid, and then theoretically access is restored. However, since most people can't always get rid of all the ransomware on their computer, this opens up the fact that once you pay, the ransomers may hold your computer hostage over and over and over again. Some other security issues to look at are unsecured wireless networks. I know in my neighborhood alone, there's several unsecured wireless networks that are available just as I drive up and down the road. And should I be so inclined, I would be able to do all kinds of malicious things on these people's unsecured wireless networks. Unsecure email in corporate environments is also a huge issue. While here at Western, the email is pretty secure, there are companies out there who just use a regular POP3 email account with zero security on it. Undersecured mobile devices. As more and more companies expect their employees to do business on mobile phones, not having the appropriate security software on your phone can be a real problem. Also, antiviruses that are not maintained. There is no point to having an antivirus software on your computer if you don't update it regularly. And non-existent firewalls. This blocks people from being able to get into your computer. And I would have to say probably 85% of the people that I run into on a daily basis never have a firewall on their computer. There are some pros to information technology as well. Online education, all of us are taking advantage of it by being in this class online, but this allows more people to have access to college level classes than ever before. And opportunities that were once impossible for many users are available to them. Also, more adult students are returning to school for job training, to complete degrees that they started when they were younger, or to change careers as well. Technology has boosted jobs in the knowledge-intensive sectors as well, like medicine, education, and professional services. We can see from the chart on the left that the number of accountants over the past 30 years has risen every year, and we have the internet and technology to thank for that. Also, it has increased the global economy. It is a small, small world. The increase in the use of the internet has made the world smaller and makes it smaller every day. It has allowed businesses to become global more rapidly, and it makes it easier for companies to make decisions and communicate. Thank you for listening to this portion of the presentation. All references for this portion of the presentation can be found in the works cited included in our project submission. Thank you.